And hopefully with that, we should be live. So I'm just checking everything on this side, making sure it is all okay. Which it looks to be. Okay, hopefully that should be. So do let me know if you can hear. I'm just playing around with some of the settings. So yeah, just do let me know if you can hear anything. Okay, that's good. That's all set. Right. Okay. Well, welcome to today's stream. Sorry about the initial distraction. So today we've got a few different topics that we're going to cover. Some of the stuff probably that we didn't cover last week, and some of the stuff that we're going to cover this week. We've had a few releases, and also we've actually managed to get our rack rebuilt. And I was hoping to actually get my images across to this machine, but it seems that I haven't done that yet. So maybe I can do that during this stream and get some of them sent across. So just bear with me a moment. Just going to make sure that's all coming through. Again, do let me know if you can hear what I am saying. So hopefully that should be coming through. That should be coming through. Okay, I think we are. I think we're good in that sense. So let's take a look at some of the videos that were released last week. So we'll go straight out to the computer. So hopefully you can see this right here. And that was the wrong button to press. So yeah, that didn't work right there. This is what happens when I'm not fully prepared for a stream. Yeah, stuff like this happens basically. So let's have a quick look. So a couple of videos that were released last week. We had the AI PTZ series come out. So 2 different cameras that have been released from their AI PTZ range. This was initially the P4 G4 PTZ, and that camera has now been superseded with the AI PTZ Industrial and the AI PTZ Precision, which we'll have a look at in just a second. We also had the release of the AI Horn and the G6 PTZ also as well. So that's also come through. There's a robot vacuum video that I released. So if you are looking for something that has a deep cleaner in there, go ahead and check that out. That was actually a really good product, quite impressed with that. And today we've just released another video for an alarm manager. So if you're looking for some sort of tutorial on how to get Alarm Manager working, what everything does with the triggers, the actions, and the scopes, then go ahead and check that out as we go into a bit more detail into each of them. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. We'll jump straight into the AI PTZ. So let's look at some of the releases. Let's go to cameras. Let's bring the computer screen back up. And this is too zoomed in, I think. Yeah, 300% is a bit too much. So there's the AI Horn, and there's the AI Precision, the AI PTZ. And is it still in stock? I would be surprised if it has sold out this quickly. But there we go. There's the AI PTZ Industrial. So it is still in stock. It's available, which is always a good start. So let's start with the AI PTZ Industrial. So this specification of this camera is pretty much the same as the G4 PTZ, except it has some of the smart features inside it. So it is 4K, it's PTZ, it's got the enhanced AI capability, so the smart detection. So not only vehicle and person, it does license plate and faces as well. 22-time optical zoom, and I think there are already a few reviews out there already, so you can go and check those out if you want. The long-range adaptive IR LED night vision, so this can give you night vision of up to 100 meters away. So this is what it looks like. So it looks pretty similar to what the old G4 PTZ did. I don't know if there's, I'm sure there's still some images out there. of the G4 PTZ, if I can type. G4 PTZ industrial images. Yeah, there we go. So that's the G4 PTZ. And if I pull this side by side, so that's the AI PTZ. So that looks, I'm going to say, pretty much exactly the same as it previously did. And as I mentioned, it is pretty much the same product. And you can see in this Google thumbnail here from Crosstalk Solutions, you can see that was an $1,800 price tag. So it's come down $500 in terms of price tag. So it's now $1,299. So before we continue looking at some of the cameras, let's jump across to some of the comments. Hey TJ, hey Sib. That was lucky timing. I didn't get notification. Yeah, interestingly, it's been a bit of a slower start than it normally is. So yeah, welcome Mark. You're joining from, so if you haven't noticed, or depending on where you're watching from, I'm streaming again across multiple platforms. So we have the YouTube, and we have YouTube Shorts that I'm also streaming across as well. And we're also on Twitch and TikTok as well. So depending on whichever platform you want to follow me on, I'm streaming across all 4 of those at this point. So yeah, go and check them out, whichever one's more suited for you. Yeah, hey TJ, yeah, slightly late, but I'll let you off this once. I'm interested in how the dual camera will work with the PTZ. So that's probably something I'll discuss a little bit later. I don't have the product yet, so I can't exactly say too much about this, but we'll have a quick look at it now since it's been mentioned. So this is the G6 PTZ, which is going to supersede the G5. Actually, no, it's not even going to supersede the G5 PTZ because the G5 PTZ is still available. So this is the 4K dual lens camera, and if we take a quick closer look into this, which that doesn't show me, let's see if there's another image which shows the dual lens. Interestingly, it doesn't show it on here. So let me quickly go to my channel, or even Ubiquity's channel, if I can spell it. There you go. No, we don't want to visit that website. Thank you. So I'm hoping this audio isn't going to flood your speakers. But so this is, yeah, let's go across. Was it the last one announced? Yeah, there we go. So this was the G6 PTZ, and this is the dual lens. So interestingly enough, it does say it's a hybrid zoom, and what that hybrid zoom basically means is it's a 2-time optical zoom. A 5-time optical zoom and a 2-time digital zoom. So from that, they've made it a 10-time hybrid zoom. So it'll be interesting to see how it works with the two. So it does have two 4K 1/1.8 inch 8 megapixel sensor inside. So just as good as any of the other sensors out there, like the G6 Bullet. So it'd be interesting to see what you can do with the two. It almost seems, if we look a little bit later, so it almost seems like it is, I don't want to say like an iPhone, but it almost seems like it is an iPhone. It has the wide angle lens that you have on your iPhone with the 0.5 times, and it has the telephoto lens, which is the one slightly more focused and zoomed in. So yes, I think just like everyone else, it's going to be interesting to see how that works. But I don't have any more information on that as it currently stands. Any idea when they're coming to the UK? So I'm assuming you're talking about the AI PTZ. Unfortunately not. I think they are still only available in the States. I don't know, I'm doing everything on the fly right here. So yeah, the AI PTZ Industrial is available in the States, but I don't think it's available in anywhere else yet. So if we look at the EU store, it says coming soon in the EU store, and it also says coming soon in the UK store. What about Canada? So yeah, it's coming soon in Canada. So it's literally only available in the US yet. That is the only place it's currently available. I'm hoping it's not going to be the same for the G6 PTZ and the AI Precision. The AI PTZ Precision, but that's not coming till Q3 anyway. So the G6 PTZ does say it's coming this month at some point, but who knows when that's going to turn up. I mean, it is, if there's some previous products to go by, sometimes those months do slip. So don't be surprised if sometimes it might end up being June. But yeah, let's see. Let's have a quick look. So be nice for some love over here. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are saying that as well, that are hoping for it to come over here, definitely, both in the UK and even the guys in Canada, because I know they get sometimes they get a bit of a bad deal as well with that. I bet it's hot in there. Hot is a bit of an understatement at the moment. So for those of you, if you don't live in the UK, you know, obviously when it gets a little bit warm, the houses do get very warm because they're designed to be kept warm. And yeah, with all these lights and stuff on, I can probably say it's probably around about 27, 28 degrees in this room at this point. And that was before the lights came on. So yeah, that's fun to say the least. My budget is $5,000. What do you suggest I get for home security? There's too many questions to start with on something like that. I mean, what are you looking for? Are you looking for just network? Are you looking for protect as well? Are you looking for access? Do you want door access control as well? I wouldn't class talking as home security, but whether you want talk as well. Depending on what sort of internet connection you've got coming in and how many devices you have, it's really hard to point you in a specific direction. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to get started with a gateway, I do have a video out there where I talk about all the different gateways and the different options. So, I mean, you can go and check that out and see if that helps you getting started in the right direction, or if you can answer some of the questions that I did just send you, then yeah, we can have a quick discussion on that shortly. The black G6 PTZ is Q3. I didn't know that. So it'll be very interesting when these black models do come out. UI.com. I feel like I should have this page just permanently open. Let's have a little look. So G6 PTZ. Yeah, you're right. It does say Q3 2025. I didn't notice that. I wonder if it says the same in the UK store. Yeah, it says Q3 2025. So it looks like we're definitely all going to be waiting the Q3 for the black version whenever that comes about. Unify AC unit. Yeah, I mean, that would be good. I'm not quite sure that's an area they're going to be getting into, but yeah, an AC unit for us here, that would be quite good. Cameras and sensors and access. So cameras, how many cameras are you looking to put out? If we quickly take a look at a high level, if I quickly share my computer screen, there's 3 different NVRs you can buy. So we have 3 different NVRs you can buy, or actually 4 technically. So we have something like a cloud key, which you can bring your own switch along to, plug the cloud key in, run Unified Protect, and it has a certain number of cameras that it can run. And then we have the NVR, which is a 4-bay unit, which has, you can run X number of cameras on them. So you can see right here, hopefully if it tells me in technical deployments, yeah. So you can see how many cameras you can manage with each of these units. So 24 HD cameras, 14 2K cameras, and 8 4K cameras. So depending on what you're looking to set up, you could do that with a cloud key. And then the NVR itself, tech specs. So you can see that definitely. So even if I can see you've put 10 cameras around, you can definitely get it done with the NVR. So that is 18 4K cameras you can add to that. You would need some sort of switching device. So this is $299. Depending on the kind of cameras you were looking for, you may want to look at something with a reasonable amount of power, maybe the USW Pro. This is just me talking off the top of my head. I haven't looked through all of them because the standard PoE won't give you as much PoE power. It only gives you 95 watts. So maybe you're looking at something like the Pro, which will give you 400 watts worth of power to probably run the 10 cameras that you need. Now, if you are looking to run the G6 PTZ, for example, or the G5 PTZ, or something that takes a bit more power, like the AI turrets, they take a bit more power. Maybe the 400 watts might not be enough. It should be, because even if you have 10 cameras, that's 40 watts a camera, pretty much in terms of PoE power if you're maxing out. So that should give you pretty much what you need. I have the Ubiquiti Express Wi-Fi. Yeah, I mean, that's just the network entry level point for that. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where you would want to start. So NVR, switch, and then picking out your cameras. If you've not seen the type of cameras you want, again, I've got a couple of videos where I deep dive into some of the cameras, so it really depends what you're after. In terms of what I have, or what you might want to look at doing if you want to upgrade your Unify Express, is look at something like a cloud gateway. Now, a cloud gateway will allow you to run network protect on the same device. So I currently have a Dream Machine Pro Max. And if we take a look at the technical specs, you can see again right there, it allows you to run 15 4K cameras. So definitely well within it, and it costs a little bit more, $599. Plus, this only has 2 drives in it, so it really depends also on in terms of drive redundancy of what you're looking at. There's so many factors that you'd want to think about. It's a bit hard to scope a system over that, but if you're going to look to upgrade your gateway, you can look at something like that. If you want a dedicated protect system, maybe look at an NVR plus a switch plus the cameras that you need. So that's the direction I would point you in at this point. Let's have a quick look. Let's see what else we got on here. I also hope they come out with a ceiling mount. I'm assuming we were talking about the G6 PTZ. So I don't know about a specific ceiling mount, but they had the in-wall ceiling mount that exists. So I don't know if you've seen that before. Let's go to camera security. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to find it. So these are the G5 PTZ mounts. So I'm assuming these mounts are going to work with the G6 as well, considering it's the same model. They have an in-ceiling mount. So I know that goes inside the ceiling, so you probably don't want, what you're probably alluding to is that you don't want to cut a hole in the ceiling. But they have this, if that's something you're after. I've heard someone say something about the black version having that the dome type on top. It did have an issue. You need an external IR sensor because the IR sometimes reflects off this. So I don't know how much of that's true because I've not tried it, but that's something I've heard or read somewhere that's the case. So keep that one in mind if you are looking to do something like that. Did I miss anything else? Around 10. Oh, what system? Yeah, so as I mentioned, I have the UDM Pro Max and I'm currently running about maybe 10 cameras plus a doorbell. I don't think, can I? Let me have a quick look. Let me just bring this across here. I'm just making sure I can show you what I have on my screen at the moment. Protect. Devices. Yeah, so I have about 10 cameras. I'm sure you can see that. So I have about 5 or 6 different cameras on there, and I have a bunch that I'm constantly playing around with. So that's what I have set up on mine. It's not really probably what you wanted to see, but I can't really show you much more than that, to be honest, at this point. Let's have a quick look. What else? Did I miss anything? Any 4K cameras? Why are the cloud gateways and the non-cloud gateways the same price? Good question. Why are they the same? Why are they the same price? Are they the same price? Let's have a look. So we have, for example, a cloud gateway max, $199. And let's have a look. The integrations. Nope. Advanced hosting. Cloud gateway max, $199. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, no, you're right. They are the same price. Having a dedicated gateway sometimes is more what people are looking for, rather than having something that runs unified network, unified protect, etc., etc. It can be a security standpoint. It can be just what they're after. Why they're the same price? I couldn't answer that one for you, unfortunately. They are the price that they set. We just review the products. We don't have any control of any of this sort of stuff. I couldn't see any other particular reason as to, other than you're doing the installs and you're going to be managing the device going forward. Couldn't exactly think why you'd want to just pick a gateway and you wouldn't want any other devices. If you're a standalone user or you're buying for your own business, you're probably end up going to end up buying the cloud version. But if you already have your own hosting service that you are looking after multiple people and you just need to deploy another gateway elsewhere, this is probably something you would look at. I'm assuming you're referring to the question above in terms of shadow mode. So the cloud gateway fiber, so the smaller cloud gateways don't do shadow mode. Shadow mode is only available on the rack mountable. So the EFG, I'm talking off the top of my head, I might as well just have a look. So things like the EFG, Dream Machine Pro Max, Dream Machine Pro, Dream Machine Special Edition, along with the gateway version of them as well. So they're the ones that run shadow mode. As far as I'm aware, I don't think the smaller compact units run shadow mode. Even the Dreamwall, I don't even think the Dreamwall runs shadow mode either. Let's just have a quick look. Sorry, I'm just looking across multiple streams so I know what's going on at each one. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. What else do we have here? Let's have a quick look. So, does the UDM Pro Max have an internal SSD for detections? Would you say it's really quick for playback of them? Does it have an internal? I want to say, off the top of my head, I don't think it has anything built in, but I could be wrong. Oh, no, I am wrong. Has 128 gig built into it for faster experience. Does it give you a quicker readback? I mean, to be honest with you, the readback is fairly quick anyway, even with a HDD. It might take that few seconds longer just to go off and find it. But if you're not looking for footage that's like a year old, I think it's relatively quick in terms of going back and finding it. I don't know if anybody out there has used an SSD instead of a HDD in terms of their NVR speeds. I did do some testing a little while back on a UNAS Pro between HDD and SSD, and surprisingly there was a bit of difference, but not a massive amount that you would generally expect between the two. So I think for Protect itself, in terms of the HDD playback, I think it's relatively good, considering it's a hard drive. I used to have a Hikvision NVR, and that was literally a nightmare. When you would go back and look for footage, you'd be waiting and waiting and waiting for it to load, and then it would finally load. And sometimes it would be a bit jumpy on the playback. But actually, you know what? To be fair, the Unified Protect stuff in terms of playback is really good. Thank you. No problem. You're welcome. Feel free to ask any more questions. I mean, do you have shadow mode set up with your UDM Pro Max? No, I don't. I am hoping to, at some point soon, get the USW WAN. So I don't know if you've seen that yet. Where is it? I never know where this is kept. I haven't found it yet. don't think it's under accessories. Let me just search for it. USW when. Yep, when switch. There we go. So I'm hoping to get one of these soon, which is basically a redundancy. So I may do a video on this if I do get one. I'll do a video on how to get shadow mode set up. To be honest with you, it's quite simple and straightforward. And I'll sort of show you how to do it with and without this. Because some people might think this is not worth it, and some people might think that actually this is a really good add-on. But I'm not going to give my opinion yet until I've tested it to see what it can do and what it can't do. So that's something I want to try and get and do a video on. I haven't. So yeah, to answer your question, no, I haven't. I haven't got shadow mode set up on my UDM Pro Max at this point. I think my electricity bill is getting quite high at this point, and let me see if I can do this. Hold on 1 second. If I bring this up and so I'll post these later on my social media, but yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit embarrassed to show these. Let me go back and find the right image. So let's go here. So for those that haven't seen, this is what my rack used to look like. So it was a complete mess, and try not to faint too much, but yeah, there was cables everywhere. It was looking really bad, and this is months and months of adding stuff in, taking stuff out, moving stuff around. I never kept on top of it. So I finally got around to rebuilding it, and I mentioned last week that I was going to do it at some point, and yeah, I managed to get it done. Mostly, I'd say it's 90% there, 95% there. So I've managed to rebuild that, and yeah, it's definitely looking a lot better. So we have another toolless rack at the bottom, and then we have our rack at the top. So I was hoping to actually transfer these to my computer to show you, but yeah, okay, so we're just gonna have to go this way. So that right there is my rack that I have sat at the top. So I have a patch panel. I have a Pro HD 24 with what? My camera's finding my face, so it's focusing out. I have a Pro HD 24 and an XG Pro XG 10. And then I have another patch panel, and then I have an aggregation switch and an AI key rack mount. So that's what I have down there. And the bottom one, yeah, there's a load of stuff in here. I'm not going to go from top to bottom. You'll have to wait for my video on this. But there's a mix of some switches, the UDM Pro Max, some OCD panels, and yeah, there's a UNAS Pro at the bottom. So yeah, there's quite a bit there. So I've managed to rebuild that. So hopefully that is looking a little bit better. Hopefully. Let's see. Did we have anything else? If you haven't already, go ahead and yeah, hit the like button of the stream. Let it get further and wider. So yeah. And if you have tuned in on YouTube and you're on the vertical stream, I am streaming across Shorts and YouTube generally. So you might just, if you want to look at the log version, just go back to the channel and find the other one. Or if you're happy with the short version, well, stick around and watch on the short version, whatever's easier for you. I think I don't have anything else at this point. So yeah, TJ says show off. Well, not really showing off, but it's you know, all those boxes that I've had stacked and piled up. Actually, maybe that's what I should add into the video. I should show you all the empty boxes I have, because I think if I stacked all the boxes, they would probably be taller than me. That's literally how many boxes I had when I set this up. So let's see what we want to talk about next. So we spoke about the AI PTZ, right? So if we now look at the other one, which is the AI PTZ Industrial, There's actually one thing I wanted to, and I'll mention this in my review, but so you do have the option to seat this camera on your desktop or somewhere wherever you want to seat it. The interesting thing, or the bit that bugs me the most, obviously Ubiquiti are very particular with the way they design everything, is that upside down U. I almost feel like they should have had it not 3D printed, but they should have had something. They should have had something printed on there, or some physical device that you can turn depending on which way you have this set up. So that was that's one thing that caught my eye very quickly. I'm sure people that are very particular with the way things are set up, that would probably drive them crazy. The fact that there's an upside down U there, but yeah, we'll have a look at that in a second. Good setup. Why not show it up? Yeah, I'm very grateful. I will say I didn't have the best of setups probably 6 months ago. So a huge thank you, and a very humble thank you to Ubiquiti for sending most of the stuff out. So yeah, big thank you to those guys, and I'm very appreciative of what they have sent. Let's have a look what else we have. You got to be crazy to have one of these on your desk. You'd be surprised. I can't say I can think of an immediate use case. I can't say I can think of an immediate use case on that, why you would want it on your desk, but maybe it might be mounted or sat somewhere higher up. I'm sure if you mounted it this way, it probably wouldn't be fully waterproof as well. But yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, if you're inside I'm just trying to think of a use case off the top of my head. If you're inside a warehouse, for example, and it's sat on top of something and you've just sat it there rather than you're not able to mount it. So that's probably, yeah, something I can think of. Like the old PlayStation. Yeah. So something like that. So like on the old PlayStation where you used to be able to rotate the logo depending on if you had it portrait or landscape. I think, what was that? I want to say it was the PS2 Slim, was it? Or was it the general PS2? I don't know. I'm probably showing my age a little bit now. But yeah, that was quite a while ago. Let's have a look. The G6 PTZ can be installed the same if you look at the installation dock. Okay. I guess let's find out together, shall we? They do say every day is a school day, right? So let's learn something new. So G6 PTZ, let's have a look. Installation guide, deployment. Nope. Build features. Where am I looking at the guide? Why am I missing it? Normally they have it here. Nope. Right, I'm having a mind blank. Does someone want to guide me where it is? I swear there used to be, I think since they've set up a new website, their new look website. Or is it in techspecs.ui.com? Techspecs.ui.com. Security camera, PTZ, G6 PTZ. Oh, here, installation guide. Yeah, I found it. Oh yeah, look, so there you go. That's interesting. So it looks like it comes with a stand inside, and again, it's that upside down U. That is very, very un-Ubiquiti like. But yeah, I guess it's interesting to say the least. But yeah, maybe. Yeah, look. So it shows there you can't use that way outside in the rain. Yeah. Okay. Let's actually, you know what? I just realized I'm looking at it myself and I'm not showing you guys. You need to remind me when. Oh yeah, TJ, you did say you can't see. So yeah, so you can see right there they have that option. So if I let me scroll back a little bit. So you have a few different mounting options. It shows you through the wall, run the cable down the back. In ceiling, you can run the cable from the back of the ceiling, or you can have it standing. With the standing one, you can see you plug it in, and it shows you right there that you can't put it in the rain. Excuse me. You can put that in, so that's there. Oh, this is just showing you all the different options. Okay, fine. Let's have a look at the... This is really zoomed in. I don't know why it's changed to 300%. So we have the AI in industrial as well. Yeah, see, there you go. You can put it on your desk as well. And again, it says you can't put it in the rain. So yeah, that's definitely an interesting one. But yeah, the more I think about that logo, the more it's bugging me. But I can't make any design changes. So let's have a quick look. If you're watching, let's go back. So if Unify are watching, send me some stuff. I mean, you can always try and jump into the creator program. There are options there. Tech specs, yeah, at the top. Thank you, CR. I did find it in the end. TJ said we can't see, and we got a bit of spam in there. Get a sticker and put it over the top. Yeah, but I don't think it'll be the same. If we put a sticker over the top, I think it's going to look a little bit. It's just going to make it look cheap, really. Unless you get a really nice sticker, it's possible. Maybe that's a selling point for Ubiquity. Maybe they can sell you a sticker that goes on top that looks really nice. Yeah, there you go. There's a business idea for someone if they want to get into that. What have we got? So we looked at the AI PTZ, and then let's look at the. So then, along with that, they released the industrial and they released the PTZ Precision. Now this one's coming. Q3, 2025. And other than the 100-meter IR night vision is the same, and I think the size is fairly similar as well, but it has a 31-time optical zoom. So that has a slightly longer zoom. It has the same 4K. It's 360 pan, 120-degree tilt. It's IP66 rated. So a lot of these are all the same, 30 frames per second, 1/1.8-inch sensor. This is a 51-watt camera, so you need PoE++ for this. So I think it was asking earlier for the cameras. 1245A. So if you had 10 of these on your Pro 400-watt switch, this isn't going to work because obviously your max power consumption is going to take you over. So yeah, something like that. The other thing I did notice, which I'm sorry to jump back to this, but I remember mentioning this in my video, is the max frame rate on the G6 PTZ. So interestingly, it's a dual mode 15 frames per second. So I'm wondering if you're using both cameras, you've got dual mode on there and you're using 15 frames per second across each one. And if you have a single mode, then so if you're using a single lens, it's 30 frames per second. So I don't actually know how that's going to be. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one when it comes out. I wonder if the dual mode is if you're watching both of them at once, or you're zooming in between both of them and that it's 15 frames, or is it going to be constant 15 frames per second? So that's one thing I'm not sure at this point. Let's have a quick look here. So 50p for the sticker, £20 for the... Yeah, definitely. I think you're being quite generous when you're saying 50p for a sticker. I think it might be a little bit pricier than that, but £20 postage is probably quite accurate, especially if you have to order from the EU store. It's 25 euros, I think, or 30 euros to ship to the UK. So a bit on the pricey side. Hey Cyber Army, good evening. It looks like you've joined us from the YouTube Shorts, but if you do want to watch, I've said it probably a few times now, if you want to watch the long form video, there is the long form as well. I'm streaming across multiple platforms. I'm just trying out the YouTube Shorts just to see how well it goes. So I'll be interested if you are watching from YouTube Shorts, do let me know down. Do let me know down in the comments. I'm just trying to look to see how many people are watching at this point. There is one comment that didn't pop up here, interestingly. Either that or I missed it. That's from Andrew. Personally, I think 2 lenses on the G6 PTZ will help with agent tracking. I think it will use a wide angle to keep an eye on the scene whilst the other lens is used to zoom in. Yeah, that's quite possibly the case. So with the dual lens on the PT6, it's actually a very interesting wording to say after a little while, the G6 PTZ, because I'm starting to get the letters mixed up a bit. But yeah, that's possibly the case, using the wide angle to see around the whole scene. Let's have a quick look. So the wide angle is the same as the G6 PTZ also has a better viewing angle. But you look at the wide viewing angle, and that's actually the same as, I know you can't see it at this point, so let me go back to here. If we do a compare, so if we look across some of the other cameras, so for example, if I look at the G6 turret, the viewing angle is the same. So the field, obviously I wouldn't expect it to be much different given it's the same lens inside. So the viewing angle is the same, and it's quite a wide viewing angle, 110 degrees. It's not the narrowest and it's not the widest either. So yeah, they're both good angles. But obviously interesting, it says the tele lens goes to 26.6 degrees, 15.1 and 30.4. So I wonder if that's going to be dynamic between the whole thing to be able to go all the way in. That's probably the 5-time optical zoom that's on there. So we were talking about the precision. The one thing, interestingly, that they don't really mention in the technical specs other than on their photo is obviously the LiDAR that's built in on the precision model. That is quite interesting. Because I think that's quite a big selling point. So that's good for high-speed zoom and the autofocus. So, sorry, I'm just reading the comments. So that's quite an interesting thing for people that are going to want snappier zooms, going to be able to want to focus, move somewhere really quickly. That's going to be helpful with the LiDAR sensor that's built into it. And I think that's going to be the more expensive. Obviously, this is going to be more expensive, and I think this is going to come in around that $1,800 mark with the LiDAR sensor built into it. It'd be good to put them side by side to see how much quicker that high-speed zoom is going to be in the autofocus. So, and obviously the slightly bigger optical zoom as well. So I think this is going to be in that, yeah, this is definitely going to be in that $1,800 mark, I think. That's my guess. There's no price on it yet, he says, without actually checking. Let's have a look. Store. Security camera. Don't think there is. No, there isn't. There isn't one on there. So yeah, I think that's going to come in around that sort of price. Let's have a look. G6 PTZ. Yeah, so you're comparing them on camera. The G5 PTZ is what you meant. Yeah, from a G5 to a G6, there definitely is going to be a jump. If we have, let's have a quick look. You're taking my ideas for my video now. This is what I would do in my video. Let's have a look. So we have the PTZ. So that's G6 PTZ and G5 PTZ. So yeah, in terms of the upgrade from there, so we have a 10 meter increase in IR distance. Obviously the 2-time optical zoom versus 10 hybrid, which is what I mentioned is a combination of 5-time optical and 2-time digital zoom on there. And yeah, you're getting a 10-degree wider field of view on this. You're getting a 10-degree wider field of view, definitely. The pan is the same. You get the two-way audio. They're both IP66 rated. There seems to be a lot more image settings on the newer one. And then there's that single dual mode frames per second, which I'm not sure what that's going to be at this point. 24.5 watts worth of power. So it does take a reasonable amount of power. So PoE Plus, and it's got that quad-core processor inside. So yeah, I am definitely looking forward to this one. And there is a big jump in terms of the pricing as well. So the G6 PTZ is $399, and the G5 PTZ, excuse me, it's been a long day. I apologize for that. Let's have a look. G5 PTZ. Am I being blind, or did I just miss it? G5 PT, yeah, $299. So you're looking at $100 more between the two, in terms of the jump in price. Bear with me, just having a quick look at some of the streams. Just making sure I haven't missed any comments, because one did seem to skip. Let's have a quick look. Okay. Let's have another look. So I think after that, so we covered the G6 PTZ. We've spoken about the precision. We've spoken about the one thing we've not spoken about is, I think, a very interesting one, but also one that I think is going to be very useful in a lot of businesses is, yep, you got it there, TJ. It is the horn, the AR horn. So again, this is another one that's coming out this month. I think there are already I don't think there's any reviews out there just yet, but there's definitely been some snapshots of some of the creators that have them already. It's an all-weather PoE horn with 120 decibels inside. So definitely, I think there's been a lot of jokes out there that a lot of neighbors are going to get very annoyed with something like this. You have the option for a wall mount and a pole mount. So you have two different options where you can mount this. There's no desk mount for this, unfortunately. So you can't keep it on your desk to annoy maybe your work colleagues or anyone that you just want to try and get through to. This is going to be an interesting one. I think I did a video on Alarm Manager this week, and unfortunately I don't have one of these to be able to play around with it to get that in the tutorial. But I think this is going to be quite a good one. The thing that they show in their video, and if I scroll across to here, so you can see they use the Alarm Manager to use the sound. And if we scroll back from the sound, you can see there's an audio file that you can play, or you can have a greeting. And you obviously have that warning however many times you want. You can test the tone, and that looks to be all it does at the moment. But obviously you can set that within a certain zone. You can set that, you can set that using zones, line crossings. So it's going to be, going to be a good one on that one. And it looks like they're using it with the AI key, because they turn around and say to find someone without a helmet, and that's going to be something you're going to need the AI key for to do that. So I'm definitely looking forward to testing something like that. Is there anything else on here? Yeah, I think that's that's definitely, that's going to be a good one, I think. Alarm Manager is great, just a touch slow. When I do PTZ's alarm, when I do PTZ alarms, it misses it. Is that in the sense that, so I didn't actually I showed it in my tutorial, but I didn't actually get around to testing it. Is that when you are trying to trigger like when someone's spotted on another camera and the PTZ pans? or is that something like when the line is crossed, and then the PTZ pans somewhere else? So that what is that? When does that happen? Move the PTZ to look at, say, the doorbell or side of the house. Okay, fine. So sometimes it misses the triggers. That's interesting. Might be something you might want to log with. You might want to log with Ubiquiti as well, because obviously if there's something that's missing or something they can improve on, then they're definitely going to want to do that for sure. Tom Busby said hi. Okay, that's definitely an interesting way of doing it. So you can just say hi next time. You don't need to say said hi. But hey, Tom, welcome to the stream. If you've not joined us before, let's have a quick look and see what else there is. So yeah, I think I was going to go through some of the April releases, but I don't think I'm going to do that. What time are we at? Okay, we're coming up to the hour mark almost. So that's gone quite quick. But yeah, I don't think there was too much else I was going to cover. Let me just have a quick look at my notes. Yeah, I don't think there is anything much else that I was going to cover other than that. So if you have any more questions, feel free to pop them in the chat before we conclude the stream for this evening. Let's go back to here. So catches triggers just lags 3 to 5 seconds. Catches 3 to 5 seconds and misses. Person says posting mail. Not terrible. It just could be a bit more responsive. Okay, fine. Yeah, I mean that's definitely something I would try and log with Ubiquiti. They might want to see some footage or something like that. It would be definitely something that I want to test too. So I'll be sure to check that out and see what sort of results that I'm getting from it. Are all the old mounts compatible with a G5 and G6 PTZ? If we have a look at some of the mounts, let's have a look. I did see here G5. So it says G5 PTZ mounts, but literally says corner mount for G5 and G6 G5 PTZ. Pendant mount for G6 G5 PTZ. It's the surface one that is only for the G5 PTZ. I'm going to assume, and it's a very big assumption, that the G5 PTZ obviously didn't come with the desk mount, the ceiling surface mount, sorry. And I don't think it will come with that one either. Okay, never mind. My train of thought wasn't quite correct. So the ceiling surface mount is only for the G5 PTZ. And then I guess here you were kind of following my thoughts as well that the surface mount is included in the G6 PTZ. You don't have one by any chance, do you? Is that why you're telling us? If you do, that would be if you could let us know, that'd be great. And then the in-ceiling mount for the accessory for the smoke bubble cover, that's also for the G5 PTZ as well. It doesn't show for the G6 PTZ. And then we have the conduit adapter that's available for both. I guess actually, yeah, I know you said you've looked at the install guide. We could just, I guess, look at in the box. That would tell us everything. And that right there, this little silver thing is the surface mount. So yeah, you're right. It is included in the box, so that's probably why it's not there. So this is the desk mount, and that's the ceiling mount. Tom says this is an auto response from YouTube Shorts. Oh, okay, fine, fair enough. Then I stand corrected on that. G6 PTZ is mounted, including the box. No, it's just included. No, just look. Oops, that wasn't meant to happen that quickly. Without saying goodbye anyway. So yeah, that pretty much I think is going to conclude our stream this evening. The only one thing I'm going to say before we go is the UWC is this week. It kicks off in Mexico. They generally keep these under wraps. I know they did and didn't last time. So I'm sure, yeah, they're definitely going to try and keep this under wraps while they can. But I am heading to the London one, and let me just show you this. So I am heading to the London one, so if you want to come by and say hello, if you haven't registered, go to uwc.ui.com and get yourself registered if you want to come and join us in London. It doesn't say that it's full, so I'm going to assume that there are spots in London. It still lets you register. So you just got to fill in your details, your email address, ask you for a t-shirt size, so you may get some swag while you're there. And then just a little bit about your company and what you do and where you are and how you heard about the event. So, yeah, go and check that out if you haven't already. And thank you all for joining me this evening. And hopefully I will join you again next week around a similar sort of time. I'll see you in the next one.